Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on rationalizing the denominator. If a fraction contains a surd in the denominator, it must be rewritten in a form where the denominator is a rational number. Let's see how this is done with the following three examples. Rationalize the denominator in each of the following fractions. So the first fraction is 1 over the square root of 2. You can see that this is the denominator and we have the square root of 2, which is a surd. So a surd is present when you have a square root sign and you can't find the square root of that number. So basically, if you have any fraction and you multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number, it retains the same value. So in order to remove this surd here, we multiply numerator and denominator by the square root of 2. So if we have 1 over the square root of 2, that will equal 1 over the square root of 2 multiplied by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. That's the value of 1, so it does not change the value of this initial fraction. 1 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 2. The square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is 2. And that is the answer. So 1 over the square root of 2 can be written in this fashion here. And the denominator is now a rational number. And that's what it means when we say rationalize the denominator. Example 2. We have the square root of 2 over the square root of 3. So there's our initial fraction. If we multiply the initial fraction by the square root of 3 over the square root of 3, remember that has a value of 1, so it does not change the value of this initial fraction. Square root of 2 by the square root of 3 is the square root of 6. The square root of 3 by the square root of 3 is 3. So that initial fraction has the same value as this one, but now we have the denominator, which is a rational number. Now, for example 3, we have this fraction here. So if we take the initial fraction and we multiply it by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2, because we have the square root of 2 here. The square root of 5 by the square root of 2 is the square root of 10. 3 times the square root of 2 is 3 the square root of 2. And the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is 2. So that initial fraction can be written in this form where the denominator is a rational number and it has the same value. So in this simple and straightforward video, we've seen 3 examples how to rationalize the denominator, and all that means is if you have an initial fraction with a surd as a denominator, you can transform that fraction where the denominator is a rational number.